Cimoooooooo! What's going on, guys? It's Cimo, and oh boy, do I have a video for you. The legend himself returns with a first place victory post Rise of the Duelist in MBT's Cwarantine Series, Mr. Jeff Leonard himself. Jeff, how are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great, Alex. How's it going, buddy?
I'm doing well. So Mystic Mine is back in action. So for some people who don't follow your history as closely as Joseph and I do, you actually shelved Mystic Mine for a good part of the last format. Kind of walk us through the journey on how you went from Mystic Mine back then to how you kind of had a bit of a renaissance with it, if you will.
Yes, I absolutely had to. Jason, my son likes to play the best decks. And when Eldritch and Adamancipator came out, he took to Eldritch, and he said right away when he saw it, he said, "Dad, you're going to need a new deck. It's just not going to work." And that's exactly right. I just could not beat Eldritch. You just can't handle the Golden Lord and all the traps that they can use on you. So I had to go somewhere else. And so for a while, I was actually playing a barrier stun. You could just slap a barrier statue down on that board and win the duel. So I did that for a while. But then, of course, Eldritch went into a different way with the synchro combos. So I had to kind of sit on the shelf for a while, like you said. But now it's back. Mystic Mine is back.
So given the Rise of the Duelist climate, the set's been out for a few days, although people have been prepping for this for a few weeks. We had the LCS this weekend, Joseph's tournament. A lot of people actually ran tournaments this weekend just because people wanted to inject the new cards into the metagame. And you went with Old Reliable and got a first place finish here, but you were actually playing a lot of meta decks with this and just destroying them one after another.
Yes, there was, Dogmatica, Infernoble, Megalith, Numeron, and I just had one of these great runs through the tournament, and what was amazing, I think every game one that I had took like 1 minute to play. I just set up Mystic Mine, and they would have no outs, and they would just scoop. Or I would just, if I was going second, I would slap down Mystic Mine, and they would scoop. So that's pretty fun when you can just go to game two in 2 minutes.
Yeah, see, I made a video recently talking about like the top 5 ways to win on turn 1, and like this is like textbook. What people need to realize is that Mystic Mine is just a card that people, if they don't have outs to it, you literally win the game with no other actions done for the game. It's just absurd. But let's go ahead and just talk about your deck here. I know this deck pretty well, but we're going to talk about it for people who may not be familiar with the strategy. So go ahead and walk us through it, Jeff.
Okay. I think we've had just about 4 big changes to the deck since we did this the last time. And primarily you can see right there is the first monster is Dimension Shifter. The reason why I just added this to the deck, it's a blowout card. If you lose the dice roll and you're going second, you can pretty much wait till they put a monster on the board, play Dimension Shifter, and their turn is ending. Just about any deck that's out there right now. I did that with Megalith. I think I had D-Shifter in my hand both games against Megalith. So it just actually shuts their turn down. So that's been a big change. And then even if you go first and you have D-Shifter, and let's say you can't set mine up on the first turn, you can play D-Shifter and pretty well get another turn at least to come back and have a chance to set up Mystic Mine on your turn, the next turn. Okay, and then the next card is also new. When I think the last time we did this, Card of Demise was at 3.
Yes. And
that's since gone to 1. And so what I decided was, hey, if I can play Planet Pathfinder and go ahead and get to mine, that's going to be a whole lot better. So that gets you to mine right there. And then another change was, if you remember, I had DD Guide as the monster that I would get to my opponent's side of the field. Well, with Silent Wobby, it's a big improvement because you can reveal the special to your opponent's side of the field. And if you have Mystic Mine out already, the activated effects do not activate. So you have the monster on their side of the field, and they're locked out right then and there. And then when it goes to their turn, they can't use Lightning Storm unless they do something with it. They can't evenly match. So that's a really good thing. So with Planet Pathfinder and Silent Wobby, that's a 2-card combo lockout right there.
The day I'd ever thought to see Silent Wabi in any sort of anti-meta strategy, I would have never called that. But you are the innovator yourself, so I cannot contest with the master here. Then we've got the Mystic Mines, the Demise of the Lands, literally just as many ways as possible to get to Mystic Mine.
To get to mine, that's right.
Yeah, land is especially good because you can just, it's basically another 3 copies of Metaverse since that's at 1. So
exactly.
So that's pretty nice. You've got the field barriers as well to protect the mine once it's established, which surprisingly, this is very annoying for people to deal with. Like, I know Cosmic Cyclone can like deal with it, but get around it rather. But other than that, like field barrier puts up a very, it makes it even more oppressive.
Yeah, I mean, that's just such a great turn 1 combo, Mystic Mine, field barrier. And then there's a lot of decks that also use field spells. And now you've locked them out from using their field spell.
Right.
Striker in particular. I beat Striker in this tournament, which, I have trouble with.
Yeah.
But if you can keep them from playing Area 0, you're a way ahead.
Absolutely. Then we have Final Countdown, your non-Mystic Mine win condition. But how many times did you resolve this weekend? That's the question.
Yes. Now, see, this is probably the other change that I've made to the deck. Originally, I had the Wave Motion Cannons and then went to Cauldron of the Old Man, and I still have one of those down in the side. But what I found is the most important thing with this deck is get Mystic Mine out there and protect it at all costs. And if you can do that, then you can wait on Final Countdown. And like you said, if I play it and I've got them locked, they're just going to scoop. They also know I've got it in the deck, so they're going to scoop. And occasionally you will get a player that wants to wait all the way through those 20 turns and, just to try to see if they can get to an out. And I think I probably saw that 3 or 4 times in one particular game in MBT's tournament. I believe it was in the top 4. Game 3, I didn't get to Final Countdown until I had 10 cards left in my deck.
Oh, no.
So you've got to watch that duel if you get a chance. It is incredible.
Oh, man.
So it literally went down to turn 20, and I had no cards in my deck if it would have come back to my turn. So it was right on the money.
That's incredible. I'll have to check that out. I'll have it linked too as soon as Joseph puts that up. Then we have the 3 Goddess Gold's Oracle. This is part of the way you lock out your opponent's hopes and dreams of winning whatsoever. Being able to just sculpt the top 3 cards of their deck is incredible. And the fact you're still playing it is a testament to how good it is.
It really is. I just think this card is so good. I even put it in the stun deck. I don't understand why more decks don't play the card in general.
Absolutely. Then we have the 3 Left Arm. That's just a turbo into usually mine, but whatever missing combo piece essentially to lock your opponent out entirely. And you are not afraid to shotgun this in the slightest.
No. Especially game 1. I'll just throw away a whole hand if I have to get to mine field barrier or something like that. It does not, I don't even think twice about it.
This is why you got first place. It's those types of pro plays. Then we have the 3 Duality, the 3 Extravagance, and the Terraforming as well. Again, just more cards to turbo into. Prohibition is a very critical card of your deck because if the opponent could potentially have any out to Mystic Mine, this will pretty much seal it up if Goddess Gold's Oracle cannot.
Especially if you see the card when you're using Goddess and like say you see a couple of Cosmic Cyclones in that top 3 deck, you can, and that's just the killer. When you see that card, you Prohibition the card and then they draw the card. And that usually leads to an early scoop too. Just doing that.
And then for your trap lineup, we got the 3 Dark Bribe, the Metaverse, and the 3 Judgment. Again, just all the Metaverse obviously to get to Mystic Mine, but everything else just completely hedging to stop the opponent from doing anything at all costs to disrupt the Mystic Mine, whether it's Lightning Storm, evenly, just anything. The counter trap spell speed 3 aspect pretty much means you're going to win those fights every time.
That's right.
And so then we have your extra deck, which usually this doesn't matter. Has this changed at all? Like, is there anything that actually has come up with this, or is it still just extravagance fodder?
Actually, I think I actually made Nightmare Phoenix one time.
Hey.
When, somebody gave me a monster. One time.
That's an improvement.
The theory is if you get tokens, you can get your way out of it with, with the Link Spiders and the Reaper-Docus, and that's the theory, but I honestly have never done it.
Okay, so at least people know that there could be some strategy to it, but it just never comes up because the game doesn't last long enough for it to ever matter, except for Nightmare Phoenix. So play your Nightmare Phoenix, folks. But let's talk about your side deck, though. So we have Cauldron of the Old Man, which I still think is hilarious considering you are the pilot of this deck. The 3 Dark Ruler No More, 2 Chalice, 3 Lightning Storm, 3 Curse Seal, and 3 Impermanence. Walk me through the side deck.
So for the Cauldron, if I feel like, hey, maybe I'm in a time situation or something like that, I'm going to put that in there. And it still works great. You can basically win in 7 turns after you draw it. Dark Ruler, unbelievable card right now. Throw that down on Adamancipator and then Mystic Mine, and you've won the game. And a lot of other decks, Dino or any of the other combo decks that just put up a lot of monster negates. That card is really good. Now, what I've done here with Forbidden Chalice and Imperm, I basically brought those in because of Numeron and S0.
Sure.
I need a way to turn that off because if they play that, you're not going to be able to play Mystic Mine. So that's 5 additional outs for S0. Then you have to have Lightning Storm. If you are going second, your opponent is bound to set some back roll, maybe some Cosmic Cyclone or a Twin Twister, something like that, and you've got to have Lightning Storm to clear that back row. So that's a must to have Lightning Storm if you're going second. And then if I'm going first, if I know I'm going first, like in a game 3 scenario, I will automatically pull the 3D shifters and put in the 3 Curse Seals. I cannot tell you how many times that will knock out every copy of Lightning Storm. It will knock out every copy of Cosmic Cyclone. And then you Prohibition the other card and the duel is over. I mean, this card is an MVP.
And you have so many spells to pitch for too, that it's like, it's not even an issue you having to, take the minus for, but it's so worth it just to seal out the game. No pun intended. Yeah, I mean, it's incredible though. I mean, congratulations on getting it. So was it 7 rounds of Swiss or 8 and then a top cut?
7 rounds of Swiss, 128 players. Then they had a top 16. So I had to go through four matches to win it all. And it was just the dream run.
Yeah.
And it absolutely was.
Yeah. So at the very minimum, what was your record after Swiss?
Oh, 7-0.
You were 7. You were undefeated. Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay. So yeah. So you went 11-0 just the entire run. Yeah. And this just goes to show that if you can make the correct meta call, which you apparently did, and obviously you are the Mystic Mind master, so clearly we can't take that away from you. It just goes to show that it will pay off if you can analyze and pinpoint that, oh, no one's playing it out to Mystic Mind. I'm just going to take this tournament for free.
It was great. Now I just need your ban list roulette wheel to leave Mystic Mind alone. Can you rig that wheel for me?
Well, you are the one who told me that you are going to play this deck until Mystic Mind gets banned, and clearly you are a man of your word because
without a doubt. I swear, Alex, if they take it to 2, I'll find a way. If they take it to 1, I'll find a way. It's not a problem.
I would not be surprised in the slightest, and I don't think any of the fans would be either. But Jeff, thank you so much for coming on and sharing this deck with us. I know you have a huge fan base as a result of your emergence into the competitive scene, but I think it's nice though. I think it's really cool to discuss this with you and really show off how this just inherent anti-meta strategy that is just so honed on, it is just Mystic Mind, to a degree, but there are so many little intricacies of it, and I love just seeing something like this succeed, and it's great that you're the one who gets to do it.
Yeah, the support I get on the Twitch chat and in the YouTube comments is just amazing. I just love the comments. Probably my favorite one is when they say Jeff should be the only person allowed to play Mystic Mind. It should be banned for everybody else.
That I think a lot of people would agree with. So, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. Jeff, thank you for your time. Let us know down in the comments what you guys think about this deck. Maybe try it out for yourself and make some people really angry online. I think that's the best part about it. Thank you so much for watching the video, and we will see you next time.